Hey folks, how's it going? I wanted to very quickly make this video because I really wanted to like MotiveWave a lot. I'd watched maybe 10 hours of content, maybe a little more, about how to use MotiveWave and stuff, and I thought it was going to be a great program for me because, as you can see here, let me move this out of the way, I am a big Fibonacci trader. You know, that's a big part of my strategy when using, you know, when trading the markets. A lot of fibs, a lot of volume analysis, a lot of Elliott wave stuff. And I really thought that MotiveWave was going to be a great application to use. I was actually looking to completely retire TradingView and start using MotiveWave indefinitely. Part of the reason why is because I guess I can show you now. It's difficult to show you when the markets are closed as they are right now. Where I'm recording this Friday afternoon around 2:28 Pacific Standard Time on October 17th. These levels, you see this green line over here, this is GEXBot. GEXBot.com, it shows GEX levels, ideally for intraday trading, which has been maybe one of the most important things that you can use as an intraday trader. So the fact that it's so integrated so well into MotiveWave was really one of the big reasons I was going to completely switch over to MotiveWave. But, you know, unfortunately, in the week and a half that I've been using the trial, I've been very disappointed with MotiveWave software. First and foremost, right off the top, I think that it's very poorly programmed. And I say that because right now the markets are not live. It seems to be pretty smooth, but when markets are live, it's very choppy. It's very difficult to use when the market's alive. It just doesn't move as smooth and stuff like that. TradingView is really nice. TradingView, it does a really good job of being very seamless in its integration, whereas MotiveWave really seems to struggle with that when the markets are live. I had a couple of issues also that I reached out to the team, and I was told that the bug has been identified, and I think that the newest release of MotiveWave, the bug was, I guess, fixed, but there's so many other issues that unfortunately, you know, and that have become a problem. Let me just get this right off the bat. I want to just show this. When you go to chart settings, the fact that you can't hit escape to close this out is really disappointing. And I don't know how, I mean, software, especially charting software, needs to be seamless in its approach. The fact that I cannot hit escape to get out of this menu is absolutely ridiculous, and that I have to go to cancel. I have to hit cancel to get out of it. That is just poor UI design, personally. Let me see if I can show you guys again on this chart. Another thing that I'm having issue. Okay, so you see how there's extended data over here? I don't want that. I got one of the chart settings. Extended session is turned off. I'm going to hit apply. And I guess extended session is now there. I'm going to get this off and hit apply. And the extended session, unfortunately, is still there. So if anyone knows how to get rid of the extended session, please let me know. I just think that there's little quirks and little bugs throughout this software that's, you know, really frustrating that I have to go about using it. Also, the session break, where is it? How do I make these darker? There's got to be a way to make these things a little bit darker. Another thing I noticed, I have VWAP listed, VWAP drawn. If I go back, it keeps needing to redraw VWAP. Now, it's not an issue here, but let's see if I can show it onto here. You see how it's loading VWAP data? It keeps saying loading VWAP data. I'm sure that it's important data, I'm not denying it, but it shouldn't have to constantly load over and over. I just think that there needs to be a better, more seamless approach to doing something like this. You know, on TradingView, for example, if you go to, you know, this is the Apple chart. VWAP is obviously the blue dotted line over here. You can see that. I can just keep on going back indefinitely, and it's already loaded, no big deal. I can just keep going back, no issues. That really needs to be the sort of integration that MotiveWave, I think, needs to have in its software, so that it's a little bit less buggy. Another thing is that if I go too far back, if I do one of these, or let's say if I can maybe show it on here, it just breaks, and it does that. I don't know if this is related to MotiveWave or it's related to looking at historical data through Tradier, but that's a very annoying problem, and that seems to happen more often because it seems like I just want a chart to go back a little bit and it just throws the entire thing back, and that ends up happening. So that's another issue. So the chart crashes when you go way too far back. Let's see, what else was there. Hitting the escape. Okay, so I talked about the escape part. That's really annoying. Another issue I think is that like I just cannot seem to figure out how to get the UI thing to work across. I think this is all the charts. And if I go to chart settings, or themes rather, red and green, and hit apply, it applies to that one. How do I make it so that it applies to all of them? You know, I think that there was a way to do that. I can't show you the thing that I wanted to show you with GexBot, unfortunately, because market is closed and the GexBot essentially stops working. It's like these lines over here. Go to template. If I go to standard 3-minute, I don't know why that ended up happening. I never programmed these things to look like this. And then I go back to template, final part 2. You know, it's supposed to apply this, I think, to all of them because it's on red dot, like it's the red color, but it doesn't do it evenly across the board sometimes. That seems to be an issue. What else? Also, another thing, this is so weird to me, but templates, I really wanted these templates to be organized in alphabetical order, and it's not, unfortunately. If I draw a fib, let's see, like that, and I click on right click and I hit template, these are not in alphabetical order. I just, you know, it's like little things like that that becomes very, very annoying. Speaking of fibs, when I go into fib details, I thought I would see all the other Fibonacci retracements here and I can just pick and choose which one, but that is unfortunately not shown. Reset defaults, I guess. So these ratios are here, but how do I was looking at, like, if I wanted to, let's see, go to templates, if I wanted to show the extensions, and I have these extensions over here, let's say I want to put another extension. Let's say I wanted to put, what's another Fibonacci extension? 272.2. I can't hit add. And if I do 0, I can't hit add. But if I hit the up, then I can add it. It's so weird. I don't understand it. And I can hit add. And then if I hit apply, oh, an update. Where is the other ones? Where are these extensions? 127.2, 138.2, 141. Yeah, unfortunately, they're just simply not listed. They just are not shown. I don't know why that would happen or what's causing that issue. Oh, sometimes it does that too, where like if I scale too much, the chart will just come down by itself. I can't repeat some of them, but yeah, I was just wondering, where is the other extension? Where did they go? I'm not entirely sure. Maybe this is an issue because I'm now using the free version of MotiveWave and they're not showing me anymore. I'm not sure exactly what's going on with that. So it's these little nitpick issues that sort of become a problem that I was unfortunately not expecting this to find. Hello, why can't I get rid of that? Hang on. So that's not deleting either. So I have I do love the fact that I can program different keystrokes and stuff like that into MotiveWave. You know, so like my click middle mouse is my delete. And it doesn't look like it's working. I don't know why. Yeah, it's not deleting for me. Maybe if I hit the keyboard, I'm sorry, whoops. Maybe if I hit delete on the keyboard, let me try that. Nope, does not go away. I don't know why that would happen. Okay, so if I hit remove, it gets rid of it. But this is what I'm talking about. It's like, it's just not intuitive UI. I think that's my biggest gripe about this entire thing. If I click on this, it should even out all the boxes. That should be a feature. And again, you know, I don't want to see, what do you call it? I don't want to see pre-market data, but there's nothing I can't get rid of it. I just can't get rid of it. Maybe if I go to semi-log. I don't think that did it. Nope, pre-market's still here. I cannot get rid of it. So it's little things like that. It's like little quirky bugs like that. I do love the customizability of MotiveWave. I think that part is great. But you know, it's really, really frustrating that there's these little nitpicks, little issues here and there that I really, really wish could be ironed out. And you know, that would be fantastic. You know, I just think that MotiveWave needs a UI overhaul in some capacity to make it a little bit cleaner and nicer. I know that if I'm scrolling the mouse wheel right now and it's going left and right, which I think is great, but I really think that if I was on here, if I scroll the mouse wheel, it should go up and down in this area. You know, it's one of these things where it's just like, I just think there needs to be a little bit of intuitiveness in this process, that would be fantastic. Double clicking here evens out, the chart, which I think is great, but I think that it can go further. Holding down Alt, I think, does this, which is nice because I have that bound to one of my keys on my mouse, but I think that needs to be a different way of doing it. But I'm not sure what's going on with that. Also, for whatever reason, SPX just does not want to work. It doesn't load up a chart. I don't know why. I talked to Tradier about it. They've said that they don't know what's going on their end. It's not happening on their end. They don't seem to have this issue at all. And it seems to be only happening on MotiveWave. Maybe it's SPXW? SPXW? Nope, doesn't load either. I know that SP500 seems to work, maybe? But it's not, like, the data is just not, I don't know, the price doesn't line up with the chart for whatever reason. Anyways, those are all the issues that I have right now. I know that there's a couple of other ones, but I just can't think about them off the top of my head. I really, the truth is that I really, really want MotiveWave to be my permanent daily driver software. I think it is very, very good software. I really do. I just don't think that it's intuitive enough for somebody who does a tremendous amount of drawing. That's all I do. My charts are all, drawing everything. This is my daily chart on Apple. I've got with Elliott Wave, I've got the channel in the back. I've got these extensions, and I can do these so quickly, like on the fly. You know what I mean? I can do this, and I actually want to look at the templates. I want to load up let's see, support channels. I want to look at the support fibs in this area, and I can just get rid of it altogether if I want to get rid of it. Everything is super, super intuitive, super, super fast. And I love that about TradingView, but I really, really wanted MotiveWave to be the software that I would replace TradingView with. But unfortunately, it's just simply not intuitive enough. If I go to one day, I'm glad it's loading now, but I had issues with it loading before. I just want it to be more intuitive, Whoops, shouldn't do that. Template extension rejection on the daily. I really, really want it to be nice, but it just feels like it's just not quite there yet. And I'm excited for it to get there. I can't wait. Anyways, guys, thank you guys so much for listening to what I have to say about this. I would be more than happy to answer any questions. If any of the developers want my help with anything, if they have any questions, I would love for them to reach out. I would love to give any kind of information I can provide to make this great software. Anyways, thanks, guys.